Hi, I'm David. I own and operate Country Whatnot Gardens here outside of Rochester, Indiana, which is about an hour south of the Michigan state line. I grow 25 different species and varieties of bamboo, and this is one of them. This is Phylostachys nuda. You can see it's been hit pretty hard. Winter before last, it was stunted pretty bad because it had four things against it. It was top killed, drought, and then during the winter we had very little precipitation, and then in the spring when we had the first round of shoots, it was froze off, and then when we had the second round of shoots, then there was drought again. So it got maybe half of its potential height. I'm going to see if hopefully I can't correct that this year. I have here a bag of granular urea. The NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium rating on this is 4600, so it's all nitrogen. And the rating that you apply this is 1 cupped handful per 3 foot by 3 foot area of grove. And I'm going to put on these safety glasses here first, because anytime you're working around bamboo branches like these that have, especially when they have no leaves. I mean, anytime you should, but especially when they have no leaves, they do pose a risk to your eyes. And also, I have ear covering too. And gloves, because this urea will irritate your skin. It'll burn it and make it red. So I'm going to start here. You can eyeball it. It's not an exact science, at least not to me anyway. Maybe it is to some. I'm just going to throw it in there. And by the way, we have a really strong chance of rain tonight and tomorrow. You want to put this urea down when you have a really good chance of rain coming up. I would say no more than 2 days out. I have heard some people say longer, but I try to do it within 24 hours, because you want this to be worked into the soil before it has a chance to gas off as ammonia. So I'm going to go around the edge of the grove and get what I can get here. And again, just tossing it in there. And it is a really dense grove, so it can be hard to get in there. And also another consideration you should take is your soil permeability. I have clay soil, which means I have low soil permeability. And if you have plants that are sensitive to nitrogen downhill of this and you have clay soil, you want to be careful with how much rain you're getting, your soil permeability, how much urea you apply, and how close you apply that urea to other sensitive plants. Obviously, bamboo likes a lot of urea, nitrogen. Plants such as your ornamental flowering trees, fruit trees, that I wouldn't give them a lot of nitrogen, or you're not going to get any fruit or flowers. So take that into consideration. I also wouldn't put urea too close to the drip line of these windbreak trees back here, because you don't want those to put on too much growth too quickly, because then you'll get weak wood. So that's all things to take into consideration. If you have a more sandy or loam soil, then of course you've got higher soil permeability, so your urea is going to go into the ground further. And I'm going to stop right there, because I've got a persimmon tree there, I've got an akebia there, and the ground all slopes downhill this way. So the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can get into this grove to scatter some urea in there. And I will make no promises if I'm able to do that or not until I'm actually in there, because like I said, it is a really dense grove. And I don't know about this. It's not looking too promising here about me getting in there. You can see how thick and dense those culms are spaced. So, next option. And again, here I have more plants that I don't want the urea getting to. This is a China Girl Holly. That's an Inaba Shidara Japanese maple. You don't want to burn those with urea. So the ground slopes this way, so we're safe here. But if the ground was sloping the other way, that would be something else to take into consideration. So this way, next best option is to do that. And you can hear it go down through there. Now I heard officially, supposedly our spring is 20 days ahead of schedule. So hopefully I'm not too late in doing this. You want to apply this before you have shoots, because those buds for the shoots underground on those rhizomes are already beginning to grow. And you want to apply this well before your shoots emerge. If your shoots are emerging, it's pretty much too late. So you want to do this. Sometimes if it's a normal year and we still have snow, I'll be out here applying this over snow. Instead of doing it before we get rain, I would do it before we get snow. So snow is covering this, and then when the snow melts, it goes under in the ground as the snow melts, and of course the water from the snow melt is taking this into the soil. So again, not an exact science. I'm just giving it a toss. I don't want to over fertilize the grove because you can burn it. I mean, you can burn it like you can anything else. It's just that it's not as apt to burn it because it does like more nitrogen than most things. It's a grass. Nitrogen in the spring, I should specify. You don't want to be fertilizing your bamboo with high nitrogen in the summer and fall because you'll make it weaker for winter. I can show you examples of where I won't fertilize bamboo. Follow me this way. I don't always fertilize. I fertilize mostly in a case such as with that Nuda, that if it needs it, if I'm trying to catch it up to get back up to its potential. And I don't usually fertilize the little bamboo species and varieties either, mostly the larger ones to see how large they can get. This over here, this Sasa oshidensis, is right underneath this Yoshino cherry. If I throw a bunch of urea on that bamboo, my Yoshino cherry is probably not going to have many, if any, flowers on it, because nitrogen produces green growth and flowers require phosphorus. So I wouldn't do that. And I also wouldn't fertilize it underneath that close to that pear tree back there either, because again, no flowers on the pear tree either if you fertilize your bamboo with your nitrogen, with the nitrogen right there. But what's some other things? Lily bulbs, tree peonies. I've got some endocalamus up there by a tree peony. It will not be getting any nitrogen. It's also underneath those windbreak trees, pine, arborvitae. I won't do that. You can see how that ground over there by that Nuda really slopes downwards to the right-hand side of your screen as you're viewing this. And that would be a problem if I put that urea on and it got down there to that akebia or other things. There would be no flowers, no fruit on any of that stuff. The ornamental apricots here, they the ground slopes pretty much away from them, so I don't have to watch it with them so much. But if you got a heavy rain and you had low soil permeability, it would run off right down there to the other plants that don't want nitrogen. So take that into consideration. And I'm going to continue fertilizing here. And thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. And if you liked the video, please give me a like, subscribe, and share. I'd really appreciate it. Until next time, take care and thank you. Bye.